Hey everybody, and welcome back to AvidMax Fly Tying Tuesdays. My name is Brady Laehr, and today we're going to teach you how to tie a Miracle Midge, a little slight variation of the Miracle Midge. This is going to be a Glo Brite version of the Miracle Midge today. Pretty simple fly, but one that's key in any wintertime tail wilder fly box or any other situation for that matter. If you have some midges around, this fly can bring a lot of success. To start out, we have our hook and our vise. It's the good old Timeco 2487 profile, doing a size 18 today. And then I have my thread that we started on the hook there. This is the Veevus 16-aught in black. And we'll just go down to about that halfway point before we begin tying in our first material. And the first one I'm going to tie in is the wire. This will be our ribbing. And since it'll rib over top, I'm going to tie it down first so that it's out of the way for the other material we're going to add in here. And I'm using the extra small copper wire for this size 18 today. It's good for 18s and smaller. If you go bigger, you may want to gauge up your wire appropriately. I'm just going to quickly secure that right on the side of our hook shank and work on down, creating some nice curvature to this profile. This is going to be a midge larva imitation for us. And we'll work on back up and get ready for the next material, which is going to be a little bit of this Glo Brite Floss. This is the fluorescent white color. Traditionally, this is tied with either a white thread, a flat thread, or a small gauged floss to go over top of it. And I just felt like the Glo Brite would add a really nice aspect, creating that fluorescing tendency to this pattern. Go ahead and secure this also right on the side of the hook shank. And then we'll work our thread down, developing our taper and creating our underbody. It's a cool little midge pattern that was developed on the South Platte. The idea is you have your dark thread underneath the black that we're tying today, and then that white overlayer that kind of goes translucent once it gets wet, so that you have sort of a maybe like an exoskeleton illusion created naturally with the two materials together on this pattern. My material clip gets some of that stuff out of the way. Get rid of that rogue one that was bugging me. And then we'll work right on up to where we're going to wrap those materials forward. So I'll do a quick half hitch. Keep everything locked in place here, and we can work on forward with our Glo Brite. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to just go ahead and wrap it on forward, making sure it lays flat as I go, and being sure to cover the entire body. We don't want to space it out, we want to cover it up all the way forward. Definitely a go-to fly when things start to get colder. You got those dreary days where there's not much more than midge activity on your waters. This is one that the fish are going to be happy to take. Fits right into what they're eating. So we'll capture that off right behind the hook eye, and I'm just leaving myself a little bit of room for a thread head. And that'll be how we finish off this pattern. So we can clip out that excess material and get it nice and close there. And wrap over top of it. And then we can counter rib our wire. Just a little bit of durability, some segmentation here. And we'll go up 5 or 6, 5 to 7 times total, depending on what size you're doing. And we can capture that as well right at that head. And work our way back so it's nice and secure. And then we can spin that out of place here. And go ahead and give this a whip finish. Got my nice micro midge-sized Timeco whip finisher here for my small flies. Really enjoy using. And then I do like to finish off the head on this fly. You could use your typical lacquers or hard heads. I have just some Solarez handy, and I really love this product. This is the thin hard, and I'm going to use my bodkin chisels because I want just a little bit here. It's easy to add too much of this stuff. Already I have too much. There we go. So we'll just dab on a little bit there, trying to keep it out of the hook eye. All the way around. Solarez thin isn't too thin that you can't, you know, kind of mold it without it running away from you, but it's not so thick that it's gonna just bubble up. So it's it's one of my favorite consistencies within the UV stuff that I use. So we'll give that a quick flash with our UV light. And that's a nice finished Miracle Midge. It's a South Platte great here in Colorado, but I'm sure if you have a healthy population of midges, give it a try, and I bet you'll get some fish in the net with it. Miracle Midge.